Hey everyone, Mac is back with another guide video. This time we're going to talk about rebel camps, rebel leaders, and rebel groups. Pretty simple stuff, but if you're a beginner and or haven't maybe even don't know how to do a rebel camp, and you've seen other more experienced players attack these camps, then and you want to know how or what they're doing, and this is gonna help you do that. So we're going to start with rebel camps. So you just go over to your search, click on your rebel camps, and then you have 5 different camps, 1 through 5. If you're just starting out, 1, 2s, and 3s probably. Leave the 4s and 5s to your more experienced players. For this purpose, I'm just going to click on a level 1. So you have a level 1 camp. You click on it, and as you can see, the power is only 222,000. So with that power, it's pretty easy to kill that. You can see the potential rewards that you can get once you destroy the camp. These increase. They used to be before one of the updates that this would actually show the amount of diamonds, the max diamonds that you could get. The same with the fire essence. So now they don't do that anymore. They've eliminated that. However, what you want to do is you want to look at that power, and if, like I said, if you're at a Rebel 4 camp or 5, it's going to be 90 million in a level 5, which is going to be very difficult to kill without a lot of help. So the first thing you want to do, though, is you want to scout the camp. So you click on that. It's going to cost you some gold to do it. So just make sure that you have that available. It's not really that much, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So your scout there gets to the camp, and then you want to click on it. And then what you see is the spoils chest. You see the commanders that they have, and then as you scroll down, you can see the the buffs that they have, or the skills that they have. So there's a total attack, wall defense, health, and then you can see their fortification. So they have the wooden spikes, and then you can also see the defensive army as well. And you can scroll down, and you can see the durability. The main thing that we want to look here, if you're looking at a higher camp, you want to look at these defense, health, and attack, because if they're really, really high in some of those camps, then you probably don't want to attack them. But the main thing you want to look at is what army they have in there, because you want to counter that army. So for this one, for instance, you can see that we have the infantry, the spear, and the bowmen. There's 2 ways of going about doing this, and if you're a new player, I would recommend staying away from camps that have all 3 troop types. So if there would have been cavalry in this camp, don't attack it. I know it's a level 1, so you probably have no problem killing that camp. But when you get to those higher levels, if they have all those 3 troop types, or even with bows as well, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to beat that camp. But for instance, we're going to use this camp. So what you want to do is you want to see which troops you want to send. And since you want to attack and destroy their morale and kill as many troops as you can at the same time at that front line, on this camp here, without doing a test on this camp, you want to use a pure infantry attack. So you're going to use all infantry, because they'll counter the spears if they're up front, or they will be neutral to the other infantry as well. So that's what you want to do for just very basics. Now when you get to the higher level camps, if you want to lose less troops, like on say a level 5, then if this was a level 5 camp, then maybe you do a rally on this camp and only send 1 troop, and then somebody else sends 1, and then you go attack it, and then you can see what the formation is. But this is not the formation. Just because there's an infantry up top here, or even a bows are never in front. But if there's infantry up top, so that doesn't mean that. So those are the things you want to look at. And then the second thing you want to look at is the spoils chest that you can get. So you can see this is a level 1 spoils chest, and you can see where it says owned at 0. That means I don't have any currently. Now, for instance, say I had a level 1 spoils chest, and it was in my castle, and I was just waiting on it to finish up, then it would say own. That own would be either 1 or 2, depending on how many you have in your castle. So that's kind of one of the ways you know if you how long it's going to take you to get that spoils chest. If it's a 4-hour, an 8-hour, or a 12-hour chest. If you have one in there and it's only taken 4 hours, then you can look at the own. You can see, oh, I have a 4-hour chest in there. Or if it's not there, then you know it's got to be one of the other two. So just something to be aware of. And what you want to do is you got the scouting report, so you're going to use infantry. So you click on it. Then you want to do the rally attack. Typically, you want to do about 10 minutes. If you're trying to do a fast one, you can do the 5 minutes and then just avoid these two as well. You can do these ones, and then you can always, with the camps, you can always attack at any point once you get enough a second person reinforcing you. So click on the 10 minutes, and then when you go in here, so you're going to want to do your commanders. So we're looking at an infantry. So clear that off. We want to go to the commanders, and we want infantry to attack. So you want to put your lord in. Right now, my lord is Jean. So you want to put her in there, and then you want to look for your infantry attackers. So I look at Feast, and he has 30% infantry attack and 30% defense. Definitely a guy you want in there. Seg, not so much. He would be good if you were sending multiple units in there. You're only going to send infantry, and none of the other ones. So you really don't want to have him in there. Same thing with Arya as well. Maybe to fill in at the end if you need to, but most likely you're not going to. Haley is another good one you put in there. Infantry attack, another 30%. So I'm gonna put her in there as well. And then you have Barrett, and he is what does he have in there? He has infantry, health, and defense. So you put him in there as well. And I don't think I have anybody. Oh yeah, I have Chris as well. I'm sorry. So there you put Chris. Now the only way to make this a little bit better would be to put Julian in there, because Julian gives 30% to all troops except for the bows. So what I would do is I was going against this camp, I would replace my commander, my lord, with from Jean to Julian, and then you obviously put in your dragon, and then once you're finished with that, you're going to want to put in. So since I have tier 4, I probably would just put the max tier 4 that I can in there. So I would put that. I would definitely put that in there. Now, however, if you only have tier 3, then what you want to do is you want to do that. You want to have, and you don't want to lose those tier 3. Then you go down to your light infantry and then put in about anywhere from about 1,000 to 1,500 tier 1 in there to be your meat shield for that camp. And then I'm not going to run this camp, but then what you want to do is just press confirm. You don't need a formation when you're only sending one troop type, if you didn't know that or not. But so I can press any one of these troop types. Obviously, I'm only sending infantry, so it doesn't really matter. So that's how you want to attack them. Leave it to your more experienced players to do the higher levels, but don't be afraid to try one. Try a couple, 1s, 2s, and 3s. See what happens, and with your, when you're attacking it, and then eventually you'll gain more experience and have enough power to be able to attack another or a bigger camp as well. So next we're going to look at the rebel groups. So for rebel groups, they actually have some endurance. So I'm just going to go attack them. So the first thing you want to do is obviously search for it, find the one that you can attack. So some people are, say you can attack level 17. So we'll click on that. So you click on a level 17, and you can see that they want for the power of your troops. So the power of your troops should be at least almost 3.4 million. Where you get that from is if I press the attack button, you can see up here my army power with just whatever I have in here is 8 million. So that'll definitely be enough to be able to kill that camp. Now if I go back to this previous screen, something to always remember is here the refresh. So this rebel group is going to refresh in 1 hour and 41 minutes. So make sure there's not 30 seconds left, and it's going to take you 45 seconds to get there, because it'll disappear and you'll get your endurance back, but it'll just be a waste of time. You have the marching time to get there as well, and in this one, which is different from the rebel camps, it actually tells you how many diamonds you could possibly get, and then all your other rewards as well, which these last 4 here are pretty good too, because they'll help you upgrade. So you want to be doing that. And then here you can see the troops that are in that rebel group, and unlike the rebel camps as well, it's the front. Whatever's up here up top is going to be what you're going to be countering. So you need to put in, again, this is another one of those another infantry attack. So I want to put all my infantry commanders and all my infantry, my highest infantry guys in there. And unlike the rebel camps as well, you don't need a meat shield. Just put them in, because you're not going to lose any troops when you're attacking them. When you do attack them, make sure that you don't do. Well, actually, that's for the rebel leaders. There's a max attack. So those are the rewards you can get. Now I'm going to go back. Let's see if I'll do a level 25 here. Yeah, it's not very far. So you click on that. There are a couple different. Well, there's a couple different things. So you have a level 25, and you can see right below it there's an elite rebel vanguard as well. So the difference between these two is twofold. So for the elite ones, if you click on it, you're also going to get a chance to get the Old Town Bowman medals. Now, these are highly recommended if you don't have these maxed out. You'll do it fairly quickly because you're going to be attacking elites all the time. So if you can only attack a level, and the elites are only in level increments of 5. So it's the 5, the 10, 15, 20, and 25. But the power rating is so much more. So for instance, you can see here, and this is a level 15 elite. It's 7.2 million. Now the 25 basic is 20 million. Now that's actually, well, that's probably not a good example. But here you go. Here's a 16. 16 is obviously higher than that. 2.8 million for that. Just 2.8. That's not that hard to kill. But then if you do a 15 elite, you're talking 7.2 million. So it's considerably more. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to look for these elites, except for some events, because some events don't help if you kill the elites. As for the recruitment pass, if you click on that and the challenge, these defeat 35 rebel groups. If you defeat an elite, it's not going to count towards that 35 that you're trying to get. Now, if you want to, see here, there's a 25 within our tree line, so that's nice too. So you can see that 25 there. I click on it, it's 25 million, so it's 5 million more than the 25 just regular. So now we have a royal cav there, so you can see there were royals. The last one had elites, had the tier 3s. So these have the tier 4s. That's why there's so much more. You can see the Old Town Bowman medals as well, and they give you all this other good rewards here too. So once you get to the higher levels, try to hit those elites, because they even give more. In my opinion, they give better rewards as well. They drop better rewards than the regular ones at the same level. So I'll press attack on that, and I already have mine preset, which I could probably update this if I wanted to, because there's probably a little bit here that I could do better. So I click on my dragon. Make sure you put your dragon in there. It increases your power. So you can see 21 million here. Now if I scroll down, this one I wanted. It was the cavalry, so I want to put the spear in there. So I go down here, and you can see my spear. I can actually add more, so I'll add more in there, and then I'll just say confirm. Like again, you don't have to change the formation. It does not matter, because you're only sending one troop type. Now what you're going to do is it's going to take a little while to get there, but he's going to get there. And if you're not strong enough to attack and kill an elite, it'll let you know. One thing that's very helpful actually is when you do move up from one level to the next. So say I'm at 20, I'm attacking at 23. You can see it did kill it. And when I'm attacking at 23 for the very first time, if you click on it, it'll actually, if you kill it for the very first time, it'll give you 500 diamonds and one of these something else here, like probably an 8 hours research speed up or something that are. So it's nice to get that. You only get it one time, and then it becomes random after that. But those ones are guaranteed. So that's a rebel group. Pretty simple. Just counter that front line when you see it in there. There's no scouting, so you don't have to worry about that like the rebel camps that you did. Now we're going to look at the rebel leaders, and they change all the time. So every day you're going to get one new rebel leader that comes in. Right now we have the Hedge Knight and Bolton's Boy. So for the Hedge Knight, you click on that, and you can see what troop type, or what you're attacking. So that leader is cavalry. So you're going to be sending a lot of spear at this. So if I say, this is where it is, never do the max attack. You're just wasting all your motivation on that. But so I will say, attack this, and then we'll have your you'll have your commanders that you want to fight with it. So what you want to do is, before you even do this, before you even click on that Hedge Knight, you want to make Jean your lord, because you want her in every formation just because of her buffs. She'll heal herself, she'll heal others depending on who's being attacked, and she's very, very helpful. And if you have the Mountain Clan set, then you want to change your equipment to the Mountain Clan set. So the Mountain Clan set are, let's see here, these 4 over here and these 2. I don't think this one, no, this one doesn't. And these 2 right here, and they give you extra bonuses. Make sure, try to get them if you do pay to play, then just get the packs, and you can get them for cheap every week. They have them usually on sale for like 25 black diamonds or 35 black diamonds, something like that. But you can get them all to blue very, very quickly. So I would recommend that. So put Genie in there first, and then change your equipment. These are the 2 things you want to do. The third thing that you want to do is you want to change your castle skin if you have the castle, the Dunes Fort, because the Dunes Fort gives you the expedition damage of 20% as well, and the rest of it really doesn't matter too much. But that's what you want to do. You want to change it to that, and then you want to go back to searching for your Hedge Knight. So I searched for it, I got there, and I clicked on it. Now what do I want to do? Now how do I want to arrange my commanders? Well, it's actually quite simple, but you just have to know which commanders to put in there. So for instance, this one we are attacking a cavalry. So if I'm attacking Cav, I want my spears to be counters. So I don't want Barrett in there. So he's going to be out. Now, since this is a level 1, and even if you're doing, say, a level 3 or 1 through 4, if you're doing a level 1 through 4 and you have Jean pretty high up, if she's gold or if she's purple, which you'd be okay with that. Put her first. She's not countering, but you want her to be the tank in this. Now what you want to consider is your spears, because you want your damage dealing spears. Well, I have Daenerys, so she's definitely one that I want to have up there, because you can see that she's doing, her skill is 15,000, almost 16,000 damage, plus she has a burning effect as well, and she has other things. So she's really, really good. Julian is really good too, and if we look at other attacking commanders, Arslan is a massive damage dealer that can counter too, so you want to have that. If you have Theon in pretty much any color, it doesn't matter, any level, you want to use him, because he has that stack that goes up to 5 times, and he's going to, the battle is long enough for him to be able to do that. And then you want to look at your last ones. So Jaime's pretty good, he's got 6,200. However, there was a previous chronicler, Reaper, who made a list and ranked all of the commanders based on their abilities. So in reference to this, I did a screenshot of it, and here is one, so for everybody can grab this if they want to. I just took a screenshot of what he did. And so you have 1 through 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and the very best are on the top left. So Julian is the best, then Daenerys, then Theon, and then you can see I have all those commanders in there already. And then you come down here and actually has Annie as number 4, and I was very skeptical of this when I saw that, because I don't have Annie. I think I have her maybe green or something, but I just didn't understand why she would be there. But you have Barrett, or Arslan, and then Meryl. But so there, I was very skeptical of that. So if I go back to this formation, I'm going to move Arslan here, and then where is Annie? There's, yeah, I have her green. See, and then I moved Annie to the middle, and I tried this, and it got me more damage than if I tried to put in Jaime, or if I tried to put in Miranda, or if I went to my bows and maybe I was trying to put in maybe Sheila or Sorn, because they have a high base damage, or even Sabrina, because Sabrina has that 17,000 skill damage, which is really good too. So I thought that might be good, that they might be better than her, but that every time I did it, she was way better, and it was a pretty significant. I want to say maybe it was, and there's a variance. There's always the variances when it comes to this, but actually, according to this, I probably should put Julian up front here, according to that, according to the list here that he has made, and you can see some of them that are just absolutely worthless. So this is what I would attack with, and I'm not going to do this now, but that's something that I would go with. Now, there is one other little caveat to this as well. So I could probably do this formation to a 1 through 4 rebel leader, but the 5, once you get to the 5, once you unlock the rebel leader 5, which give really good rewards and help your alliance tremendously with the chests that they get, you're going to get it's going to become a little different. I can't put Jeannie up here because she'll die, and then when she dies, none of these are tanks, so you lose all that damage that you would have. So if this was a level 5, I would have to take Annie out at that point, and then what I would do is I would actually move Jean back, and then I would put in Marjorie, because Marjorie can kind of be the tank as well, because now we have basically 2 tanks. So Jeannie's going to heal Marjorie, and Marjorie's going to put up the barrier, which is going to help as well. So between the 2 of them, these other 4 here can do massive damage to your rebel leader. Now, for the other rebel leaders, the bows are very, very difficult. You're just putting in. We actually have bows. Right now we have the Bolton's Boy. So if I go to the Bolton's Boy and you try to attack this, like the formation that you want here is going to be a little bit different than what you normally would have. So like for me, if I'm going to do a level 4, say this was a level 4, not a level 1, I would probably put Jean in front here, and then I would put Marjorie to the side back there, and then I would still keep Julian and Daenerys in there, but I might actually I probably keep the same formation that I actually have, but very similar anyway. So I would have something similar to this, because then you can kind of mix and match a little bit. Because I've tried to put in, I've actually looked at their list, and you can see that Barrett and Arslan are right next to each other. Well, I tried both in this formation, so I've tried it for a level 5. So if you look at Arslan, he does massive damage. Actually, let me just show you his damage. I mean, he's doing his skill damage is 3 attacks, and he's dealing 11,000 damage for each attack. So he's doing over 33,000 damage, which is ridiculous. And additional damage when you get to near the end, but that doesn't really matter too much. So he does just massive damage. So that's why I thought he was there. But when they said Barrett was good, that's why I was wondering why. And you can see what's his base damage? 8,200, so that's pretty good. His is 83, so it's about exactly the same. However, if you look at the bottom greed, he's already doing over 10,000 damage, base damage. And then he has his skill, which is 8,700 to the target in a straight line and lowers heal effects. And then he has a 25% chance of causing a bleed. So that's one of those variations. You're not really sure. It'll hit 25% of the time. So during that pretty long battle, he might do that once, maybe twice. You just never know how that'll work. And then his fever pitch is another almost 3,000 to attack, and 150 for strategy for 5 seconds for every 5 seconds, 5 attacks. So he's got some really good skills there to put in. But I think Arslan just beats him out with his with what he does too. So those are basically the what I wanted to go through today is those 3, the camps, the leaders, and the groups. If you have any questions, or maybe you're stuck on something, or maybe you have different commanders that you're just looking to try and you're not really sure, feel free to give me a shout, and I'll let you know what I think about that. Until next time, thanks.